we had a shortstop that went to play at Gardner-Webb who was pretty good. And a kid in my grade that his name, and Blake Lally was the other guy who played in the big leagues. He ended up being a shortstop all the way through college.
Welcome back to my channel. We're back with another Pittsburgh Penguins franchise episode here. And today we're going to be taking on the Washington Capitals. Now, the Capitals, we lost to them before. This is only our second meeting of the year against them. We have how many meetings against them? Should we play them here?
Moving from catcher.
One more time
to second, the big leagues
in March, but yeah. You guys have done videos on the relaunch to cover the middle piece around. Hit me up on the content administration on my
of course, moving from short to the outfield. What's the, in air quotes, I guess, easiest transition do you guys think from bouncing from what position to what position? And that includes, John, center field to the corners. Like what's tougher?
I thought center field was way easier than the
center field. Easier than the corners.
I thought
interesting.
So. You can only run as fast as you can run. That doesn't mean you're going to be better in center field, but you're not going to have to deal with hook. You're not going to have to deal with slice as often. You got a clear view. There's no lights that are going to bother you in the corners. There's always lights where the ball can get into and come out of lights. Center field, you see everything perfectly, and it's easier to get jumps. It's easier to read balls. The corners, you get some top spin, and it's hard to judge sometimes because of the height. It might be taking you deeper, might be sinking in front of you. And like I said, you're dealing with the lights. That's probably what was my biggest fear as a corner outfielder. Night games. If it goes to the lights, everybody sees it but you. It's a horrible feeling. But center, man, as far as getting reads and breaks, I thought way easier.
It's so interesting because the perception might be the other way around for someone because you have to move so much more, I guess, in center field. But what about you, Neil, in terms of from what infield position to which infield position?
I mean, again, I didn't play any short, but I always felt like you kind of just grouped the right side of the infield, left side of the infield. Typically, if you have enough arm strength, they're not going to have concerns with you playing third. I didn't think the adjustment from third base to second base was all that significant because you were taking away the throw portion of it and you have more time. And I think, if you come up as a shortstop, the transition to either third base or second base is not that significant. But I do think if you have arm strength issues, if you're moving from second to third, that can propose a big challenge.
Especially as far as arm strength. I mean, you don't need your legs at second like you do at third. I mean, you got to have some momentum. A lot of times throwing the ball across the diamond. At second, a lot of times you don't have to be moving. You can catch the ball flat foot and just flip it over there. At third, if you're catching it, or short, if you're catching it flat foot, you got to gain momentum again to get off a good, strong throw. And you have less time, obviously.
And I think, first base is kind of a conversation in and of itself.
It stinks. Hated it.
It's very involved, but you got to be aware of, base runners and holding runners on pickoff. And, if you're holding first base right now with Josh Bell, there's some thoughts in your head like, I better be prepared when I come off this base because the ball could get to me real hot.
Yeah, and you're not only are you holding the runner, and you got a guy like Bell or a big power hitting lefty. These guys are making a mess of the ground over there. So the third, then you have the grass. There's fear at third, or at first rather.
Come on.
Way more so than a third.
11:35 to go. Second period.
Isn't it interesting that forever you felt like, years ago anyway, that this guy's not a very good defender, put him at first. That's not true.
There's a lot of thought to it.
Stars!
I mean, you got to know where you're going.
Jay Gardner gives us the lead 1-0.
You got to be the cutoff man, and there's just a lot to it. Plus, the other thing I hated about first.
Past the first baseman, Josh Bell on the 3-2 pitch, 97 miles an hour. Hits it into right field to tie the game.
Yeah.
The other thing about first
3-3.
is when you're holding that runner over and you got a Jared Hughes or a big sinker baller, and he's throwing over with sink, and there's a 1,000 white shirts on the third base side. Can't see the ball. A lot of things I didn't like over there. very uncomfortable. You're used to running towards the ball, not away from it. That's the other thing.
And I was going to mention that too. Sometimes you have to be very aware where your second baseman is, because you don't want to go running after a ball and make the pitcher, get a throw from a second baseman or a tough throw from a first baseman to the pitcher at first.
Josh Bell's base hit ties it. Tristan Gray flies out. Head to the bottom half of the second.
3-3. It's okay. It's 3-3.
Precise designs, subtle curves, curated upgrades. Custom configurations create a space that's uniquely timeless,
not cross the line.
yet distinctly personal.
Start.
Elevated design,
For
thoughtful living. Thuma.
Milano. Sonny Milano.
Always wanted to go skydiving, but I was over the 250-pound weight limit. My husband would take the kids hiking while I would stay back. I couldn't keep up. It was very hard to find.
Stop by, Temper.
You just feel a little bit like you're not at
1-0 here, first period.
Literally my last resort.
Jill Pickens has been the best decision I've ever made.
Stop by,
My
Jari.
son said to me, "Mom, I love that you like to walk with us now. Now that I found Mochi, I'm capable of anything."
Tag on it.
Check out joymochi.com.
The search is over. The content you seek
That's
and
please
crave
put it
is
in
now all in one
smartly
place.
enough.
SportsNetPittsburgh.com. An all-new digital experience featuring news and exclusive content. Get the latest
Hey,
coverage
pretty much
on all
one team in the
Pittsburgh
best
sports
team in
teams,
the
plus
NHL.
stream live games, frequency
Or
360,
one of-
and so much more. SportsNetPittsburgh.com.
Why do I have trouble with this?
Welcome back to Recom. Last inning, the guys were talking a ton about players switching from one position to another. A man who knows something about that is that man right there, Tony Beasley, third base coach for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who we will have on headset next half. So stay tuned for all of his insight. But he actually helped our very own Neil Walker transition back in the day from catcher to third base. And I asked him about that transition and how it was watching Neil do that. And he said when it came to Neil Walker, he was unbelievably gifted, played different sports, and making that transition is not something you hear often. But Neil was just a different kind of guy, not your traditional catcher. He also said Neil embraced it. He was good with embracing change. It's not always comfortable, but I also told him, Brownie, hey, okay, enough with the compliments. Neil's head's going to start getting too big. He was saying all these amazing things about him, but kudos to you, Neil Walker. He was very impressed with how easy you made that switch.
I'm just going to say that, Hannah. Enough.
That is very
We'll
loud.
keep going. I noticed Rock wasn't paying attention when he started talking. She said,
It's already too big.
Yeah.
Rock likes to beat me up. He says that playing football for Pine Richland back in the day.
Stupid!
If you're not playing in the
Carolina.
so you're not playing.
Whoa, Carolina.
Well,
Give us up to one
to
win.
continue our conversation,
1.3
we didn't get
seconds
to this
to go.
idea about you
First.
being a catcher and how different that probably is the biggest
You know
transition,
what,
though,
actually,
because
that's
everything's
wild.
going away from you as a catcher.
2-1
Visually, that was
Pittsburgh
the
after
biggest
one.
hurdle at first was not being
Well,
not your perspective from home
it's
plate is
fine.
very, very different, and
Well,
obviously you're
we can
dealing
water
with
out.
so much. This ball's hammered.
Oh, it was hammered. Triolo to second base with a double.
Good job,
And then
Triolo.
the footwork was probably the other
He's
biggest
up
hurdle at
next,
third
though.
base.
Segment.
Your throwing action, my throwing action from catcher to third was not that significant of a change. It changed a little bit, but just everything from your responsibilities in the infield for the most part, especially
You
the
won
fielders,
game,
especially
second
third
period,
base, you have
only
very
in
little
the water
responsibilities as far as outside of cutoffs here and there and relays and things like that. So you almost go from being so incredibly involved to so unincredibly involved that I was getting bored at third base, and then all of a sudden in the sixth inning, you wouldn't get a ball for 6 innings, and then you get one shot in your throat, So you had to
18 minutes
figure out
left,
ways to stay
second period.
engaged.
I
a
think
little
after
bit more
this
at
stream,
third
I'll go
base,
down and get
at
more
least
water
in comparison to
for the last
moving
stream.
from catcher, a position like catcher to third.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't want to sit here and say that. Catching obviously is very demanding, and going to third, yes, you could go
Minnesota has
9 innings without seeing a ground ball.
Yeah.
But you got to be ready every pitch. You can't literally take a pitch like you said. If you take a pitch off and you're not thinking of where to go with the ball before it's hit, and all of a sudden it's smashed at you, then everything's going to go amok.
And in the middle infield, when I transition from third to second, when you have a little more time, it's you don't need to stay as engaged all the time out, but you have more responsibilities. You're holding runners, you're thinking about relays, and double play scenarios, and all of that stuff.
I need to score on this.
Interesting. We'll talk to Tony Beasley about that and more. Jake Mangum doubled leading up the bottom of the first inning. One of the new Pirates. We were talking about football. How about the football mentality of his family? His dad played for the Bears. His uncle played in the NFL for a while.
Looks like he might be able to be a little scat back.
Yeah, I could maybe a little tee back or.
Uncle Chris was a tight end in the NFL. His dad, John Mangum, was a defensive back for the Bears. And speaking of football, great to see former Steelers special team coach Danny Smith here. He's now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's with other coaches, including his nephew Luke, Blaine Stewart, Jeff Castle, visiting the Pirates and here watching the game.
Was he chewing gum when you saw him?
Yes, that's a clown question, bro. And on the first, so Mangum is retired. Rucker to Bell, 2 outs.
He's going to be a guy I feel we're going to want to see in the lineup, Mangum.
I think you're right.
Danny Smith.
Talking with Donnie Kelly and Tarek Rock.
Old neighbor of mine, Danny Smith.
Really?
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Central Catholic product. Long-time Steelers special teams coach. Up and down those sidelines, chewing that big wad of gum. Spencer Horowitz at the plate.
A large supply of it around the ballpark.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff in his pocket.
Yeah.
At one point, the place that we were living when I was playing for the Pirates, there was 4 townhomes. Danny Smith was in the far one on one side. I was in the far on the other side. And Crystal Tang was in the.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the amount of Pittsburghites that would be floating in and out of the neighborhood. Every day it felt like every day you'd see somebody popping in and out.
It wasn't gated.
No.
Yeah.
Danny Smith.
Not like your neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
38 schools in uniform, of course.
2 on Horowitz, 2 outs, 3-3 ball game. Simeon Woods Richardson. He's at 35 pitches now. Horowitz doubled off the glove of the center fielder Altman in the first inning.
Good pitch, I got to think. Spencer swinging.
Called a ball, but another challenge. Caratini 2 for 2 challenges already.
This is one where, even as a hitter, he might challenge. Yeah, definitely.
Minnesota has 2 challenges.
You ever do that? You're at the plate and they call pitch a ball you thought was a strike and look like, why?
What? Not a lot.
I don't think I'm going to speed up the game more. I think it's supposed to. I think it's going to make it longer. Then obviously you have the pitch clock.
Arcia on to Bell. Pirates leave Triolo.
Not sure if your multivitamin is working? Trust your gut. Many multivitamins
Speaking of
release
the
key
Penguins, they'll be
nutrients
back in
too early
action
the
tonight
digestive
against
process,
the
and the
New
body
Jersey
can't
Devils.
access their
They
full
scores! Work hard, Red Cal gives up the lead at 4-1. 16th goal of the season. Oh, he's right behind Jake Etzel. I'll have to look at stats here after Saturday's game. Saturday's stream might be a little bit longer after the Penguins game.
Most multivitamins only make it halfway through your GI tract. If key nutrients are absorbed too early in the digestive process, your body can't access their full
Stop by the
benefits.
goalie.
Seeds GMO2 Daily Multivitamin is different. Its revolutionary capsule-in-capsule system
Why?
transports
No,
essential
no,
vitamins
no,
and
no,
minerals
you are
throughout
not
the GI
going
tract and all the way to your colon, where key nutrients are needed to fuel daily function. Don't go halfway on your health.
Game is
Nourish
awesome.
your
We
whole
got
body
him up
with the
4-1 here
multivitamin
in the
that goes the
second.
distance. Visit seed.com
Second
to start
period.
DMO2 Daily Multivitamin today.
What's that?
It's compounded hogwash.
Bet those weight loss meds
Hogwash.
ain't
What
FDA
the
approved.
heck is
Smells like
hogwash?
snake oil to me. Horse? This here's the real deal. Yeehaw!
Weight
Come
loss
on,
plans for
bud.
$39 per month plus med costs. Check GoodRx.
Commercial break. We'll be back in. We'll be right back. Commercial break in progress. We'll be right back. Yep. Stop. 5:10 to go. Second period.
Today. It is a 3-3 ball game. Going to the top of the third inning on the UPMC scoreboard. Official healthcare provider of sports coverage on
Well,
SNP.
there's a military people.
Ceremony before the game on the field. Military serviceman is Chris Davensky, was signed as a minor league free agent in January by the Pirates. 35-year-old veteran Davensky has played with a number of clubs. The Mets last year. See what he did in the minor leagues at AAA Syracuse.
Looks like a strike thrower, just 8 walks, 32 punch outs.
Good.
Faces Matt Wallner.
Stop by Barry.
You talked about earlier, we got Tony coming on.
We have Tony Beasley coming on here momentarily.
I'll save that for later.
I think is Beasley with us. You hear us, Tony?
What?
Somebody's down there. Mike is on. Tony. Got to get that earpiece. Tony, you hear us? That's it. That's Tony talking. He's talking to one of the coaches. He's talking about remembering Davensky in Houston. Talking about Houston, he was with the Astros when he came to the big leagues. First 5 years in the major leagues.
They have a problem. Okay.
For Davensky, 2016
4-1
to
games,
2020.
third period, second
On the
period.
infield, and out number 1, Matt Wallner, retired by Davensky.
There's some Matthew Jones up in the
Bring
eyes.
up Caratini.
Waivers.
Get Tony's earpiece so he can hear us. We can hear him. Tony Beasley
22 to
talking about
16.
seeing Davensky in Houston. Davensky has also played with the Diamondbacks, the Phillies, Angels, Tampa Bay, and as we said, the Mets last year.
I hope the Pirates have a good season. I hope we have a winning.
Davensky,
Hope we make the playoffs.
316 major league appearances.
I'm Wilson. Stop by Gary.
So we're working on Tony. I wanted to ask you, Neil, because we talked about guys with like that high spin rate, that
This is
sneaky
3
quick
almost over
fastball.
here.
Seems like it's more common now than ever. I assume that you'd face guys with that similar ride to their fastball or the high spin rate. What would you do for that?
So, the verbiage was much different even 10 years ago on what sneaky fastballs look like or what fastballs with ride would look like. And so when you identify those type of guys, the first thing that that would go through my head as far as an approach was concerned was don't chase anything up. If something looked a little bit up in their hand, try to shut it down. But then on the other side of things, if the ball is looking down out of a hand, you can't get down because
that's not a word there, buddy.
Rise as much as you think, but it's not gonna drop.
It stays on plate. It looks low out of the hand, but it kind of just stays there.
Right.
Stop
So
by
I
and
would try to tell myself to get on top a little bit more, and to not chase anything that looked out
I have
of
the
hand like it
Bucks
was gonna
and
be
I have the Bucks
even
and
a little
Bucks
bit
right
up.
tonight.
And then with 2 strikes, you're on high alert for anything down that you need to stay on to fight off, or maybe something that looks down that ends up in the middle of the strike zone that you
Bucks
don't
and
want
Bucks
to take.
night.
It's pitched down in the dirt.
It's interesting, and it's a great answer and a great approach, of course, but there's times where you see these hitters and they can't make that adjustment. They can't manipulate that top hand or have that ability to work on top of a ball when they see that sort of thing. It's almost like they're just trying to catch up.
Fair ball. Look at Mangum. Did he get him? Wow. Jake Mangum reputation of that outfield play. One spectacular play there. It's just spring training, but it gives you an idea about Jake Mangum.
Beautiful ladies, loving it. Perfect. Let's get the lucky men in here, huh?
Come on, Congressman. Shoot him, buddy. 4-1 game, third period.
Some days are just too important for a trashy suit. Rent or buy from blacktux.com.
On the power play.
If you need a leak fixed but don't know who to hire, you could ask your buddy Eric. No. Or you could skip the guesswork with Thumbtack. Upload a photo or voice note, and we'll diagnose your project and match you with the right pro for the job. For your next home project, try Thumbtack. We know homes. Hire the right pro today.
I'm not one to pretend to do it all, especially picking up after toddlers. Within 48 hours, Thumbtack Pros was able to help me take my house from this to this. And as a parent, I try to remember if I'm happy, my kids are happy. Thanks to Thumbtack, I've been smiling from ear to ear.
The search is over. The content you seek and crave is now all in one place. SportsNetPittsburgh.com. An all-new digital experience featuring news and exclusive content. Get the latest coverage on all Pittsburgh sports team.
3-3.
Bottom of the third inning, and we just saw Jake Mangum go into the right field corner.
They're on my phone.
Take another look. The deflection gets to it quickly.
Perfect. I mean, you couldn't make a better throw.
5-on-3.
Tony Beasley is with us. Tony, can you hear us? Tony Beasley, third base coach, mic'd up. Just trying to get that receiver issue, the earpiece taken care of. Little chopper by Reynolds. One way the new pitcher is Zeppy Matthews. Simeon Woods Richardson goes 2. Now Marcelo Osuna did bounce into a double play, but it did produce the Pirates' second run. 7 to the plate in that first inning. Pirates 3 runs on 5 hits.
3-3 game.
Tony's spent a couple of years with him. It's not uncommon to be ignored by Tony.
Stop finally.
I love the way you said that.
You know, I'm always talking to Tony, and Tony's just ignored me.
So I think he does hear us. We just have a little issue. He hears it. Yes, he's watching. Weiner loves this. He can't because the mic's not working at the moment. He loves the fact that
he can work.
Oh yeah, he can hear us.
Watch out, bees.
Poor guy can't even defend himself right now.
That's so I like it.
By the way, John, I don't know if you know the answer to the trivia question. Do you know for whom Tony Beasley was traded from the Orioles organization to Pittsburgh? The Orioles drafted him. He got to Pro Bowl in 1989. He came to the Pirates organization a couple of years later. There's The Rock, John Wainer, working in the minor leagues with Tony Beasley.
See, I was working with the outfielders, Tony.
Yeah. The coach Wainer.
Remember Warren?
Wainer looks out of place as a coach. Beasley looks like he was made for the job.
100%.
Yes.
I even had a bad fungo swing.
Stop, by the way.
Stance, too, as a coach.
4-1.
What is that?
Third period. I make it 4-2, then that's fine.
Oh, that's good.
Come on, Ozuna, just drive one out of here, buddy. I want to see
35
the
years
big
old,
bear hit a bomb.
getting that fastball, 96, and got that barrel out there effortlessly.
Been watching Pirates baseball a lot this week.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Osuna.
Good shot by Dariano Ovechkin.
He draws the walk with 1 out. So, John, do you know the answer to the trivia question?
1995. What year?
He was traded to Pittsburgh before the 92 season.
Before the 92 season. Who would he have been traded for the 92 season?
To Baltimore. I think you might have played with this guy.
I probably would have. That's why I'm trying to think. I know he had to be a really good player.
Oh, of course.
To get somebody like Tony in return.
I think Neil's going to head down and see if he can't go ahead and talk to Tony Beasley. And the top half of this, I think, is Cruz is at the plate. And O'Neill Cruz takes a ball.
Position player or pitcher?
Position.
All right.
Cruz doubled to left and scored in the first inning. And takes a ball. He's had a pretty good spring early on here at the plate. It's very, very early, of course. We're looking for positive signs, both at the plate and out in the outfield. Tony Beasley, we talked about working with Cruz. We'll talk to Tony next half inning as he encourages Tony Cruz right now from his third base coach's box.
You just tell him Tony for the
And 3-2.
Foul.
One of the changes this year, along the ABS challenge system, those first and third base coaches have to be within range of the half coach's box. You can actually go back as far as you want. There's ball 4. And it's first and second. We'll bring up Nick Gonzalez. Good job there by Cruz.
Yeah, everybody's a little paranoid and worried about coaches stealing signs and trying to keep them in the coaching box. And I guess what's somewhat problematic about that is the coaches, depending on where you are on the bases, you want to position yourself to where the runner can see you, or you can wave the runner. You're going to be in a different position. With the runner on first, usually a third base coach is at least. Then with the runner on second, you'll see with the runner on second. A lot of times those coaches want to get closer to home plate. With the runner on first, they're probably going to move further from home plate, just so where they're easier to be, not only so they can be seen. For instance, from first to third, you want to be on the outfield side of third base so they can pick you up. And at second, if you're third, you want to be down the line so you have more time to make a decision whether to send the guy or to hold him up.
And once the pitch is out of the hand, once the baseball is out of the hand, you can move anywhere you want. But until then, you can only move back. Yeah, so,
you gotta score here. You gotta make it 4-2. I don't care if you score now. I need no extra to score.
Right now, he's zoned in on Marcell Osuna as Nick Gonzalez goes down on strikes. Second out.
5 minutes
we'll bring up
left.
Joey Bart.
Third period.
Zebby Matthews, the new pitcher, after Simeon Woods Richardson went the first 2 and gave up 3 first inning runs. And he struck out Joey Bart to end the first.
Stop fight sometime. Charge! Oh, that was okay. Oh, lucky.
Walks to Osuna and Cruz. See what Bart does with 2 outs.
Well, Bart home run. Give me a Bart dart.
Bart trying to get back to what made him so successful his first year with the Pirates after being acquired from the San Francisco Giants.
All he would do was mash.
A little late there, back-to-back fastballs at 96.
A couple of years ago, after being traded to Pittsburgh, 80 games, 799 OPS. Last year, in a little over 90 games, hit 249, just 4 homers. An OPS under 700.
Right.
I don't know why I keep thinking of Tom Foley. He's the only name that I can think of for Tony Beasley. I know it wasn't him. Don't remember him going to Baltimore. Going through position by position.
Yeah, traded from the Pirates to the Orioles in exchange for a player to be named later in March of '91. That player wasn't as a swing and a miss. That player, Tony Beasley, not announced till September. We'll talk to Beasley coming up next.
I'm not one to pretend to do it all.
There you go.
Especially
Headed up
picking
there.
up after toddlers. Within 48 hours, Thumbtack Pros was able to help me take my house from
3-3
this
game.
to this. And as a parent, I try to remember if I'm happy, my kids are happy. Thanks to Thumbtack, I've been smiling from ear to ear.
4-1 game here in the third. The top score here, that's fine. We're at 30 minutes already. And then it's time to go up 5-1 now.
When it comes to pants, men need to get
Stop
their
by
fit together.
temper.
Guys just settle for ones that bunch
220
and
will be-
sag. They're like, this is fine. This is what pants do. That is not what pants do. Okay, maybe that guy knows what pants do.
At
Hell yeah,
220,
So
part
here's the thing.
230 will
Bonobos
finish.
was founded on
We'll
making
do our
that
last thing at
perfect
2:30.
chino. So here's your reminder. Life's too short for pants that don't fit.
Maybe.
The search is over.
Stop
the
that
content you
temper.
seek and crave is now all in one place.
2:30 I'll finish.
Sportsnet.Pittsburgh.com.
We'll do our last stream of the day. Let's go, Buck. Let's go.
Here at Lecom Park in Bradenton, top of the fourth inning. Twins Pirates
Let's go.
tied up at 3. Jose Urquidy made his Grapefruit League debut for the Pirates and went a couple. And now, Johan Ramirez.
His Valvoline numbers. 45 punch-outs in 33 innings. When he's on, he's about unhittable. You see the ERA up there at
That's what I love to
5.4. It
hear.
seems like when he's not on, he might get touched up for a couple of runs. But when his stuff is on and he's hitting the count, throwing strikes,
6.
he will rack up the punch-out.
Scores!
You talk
Molson
about some
taps
of the lights
one
up,
in.
clubhouse and a
We give the
dugout
Penguins a
bullpen.
5-1 lead here in the
Great
third
personality,
with
Johan Ramirez.
3.4 seconds to go in the game.
Back with the Pirates last year.
30-second goal season.
Weak contact pop up.
That'll do it. And the Penguins take down the Washington Capitals 5-1. 48 saves
Manuel
for Kemper.
Rodriguez.
48 to 27 for Zari.
Sometimes you execute a good pitch and you get a little unlucky. Fastball, 96, looked like it was up and in.
Yep.
A little fister that found the
How
grass.
many we won in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4,
Veteran
5,
Orlando
6,
Arcia is
7,
in camp
8,
as a non-roster
9,
invitee for the Twins.
10, 11.
Bounced. Triolo, smooth as can be. Double play.
47-1. 81 points.
That gives himself a little room, does Triolo. A little half step back to
We're
get
trying
him
to
in
get
position
another
to get a
goaltender
better
that
hop. This is slow motion, and you see how quickly he gets rid of it.
Andrew Bauer.
Does his second baseman a favor,
I'm
Nick
not-
York, with that runner coming down on him, had plenty of time to make the turn.
2 outs. I think Neil Walker is downstairs now with Tony Beasley. Neil.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Well, we're here with Tony Beasley. I wanted to talk about that play from Jake Mangum that last inning. Obviously, you're working with the outfielders. We'd love your perspective. Number one on depths, and we've heard you talk so much about what you're doing with O'Neal Cruz, but that play that Jake Mangum, the lefty, made going away from him was pretty impressive.
Yeah, one thing we're really stressing is attacking the ball, cutting distance, and trying to get the ball in our hands really quick. And we want to beat the base runners to a spot, and if we can get the ball in hand, have a chance to just. If they challenge us, at their own will. So, he got over there great. He cut it off, and then came up making a strike to second base. One hop is what we want, all the way at one hop.
When I think a lot of viewers will be interested to hear the perspective on positioning with outfielders. Obviously, Brian Reynolds, a lot of right field play in the last couple of years. Now moves over to left. How are you handling that with him and in regards to depth and all that with your outfielders?
Well, we got our traditional setups, 285, and he's been comfortable there. But the thing is, he moves much better than I thought, and I feel comfortable with him going back. We feel like we're going to take away some soft stuff in, and balls that hang up over our heads, we'll go back and catch it. So what we're preaching is a mentality. More so than anything else, we want to have a mentality that balls hitting the air, we're going to convert those balls into outs at a high rate. We want to be top 5 in baseball doing that. And so that's been the challenge, but playing with an identity and with a purpose and with the mindset that, if you hit it out here, you got to pay the price. So that's what we've been pushing. Good with Reynolds, like he moves well. His first step is good. He's been working on his pre-pitch, and he feels good about that. And so his arm plays better than I thought. So coming in hard, cutting distance, he's gonna have a chance to also.
And he feels comfortable with the the left-handed balls slicing away, the right-handed balls topspin.
We've been working on stuff where getting left-handed guys with the fungo to cut balls the other way, so we can work on that fade down the line. So we're trying to position. Especially with 2 strikes and guys that have a traditional history of slapping the ball that way, we try to position ourselves closer to the line so we don't have to chase the fade as much, allow the fade to come to us.
Got it. No, you didn't get a chance to refute anything that John Wayner was saying up in the booth that last half inning, so I'm not sure if they have any questions for you up there or if you have any comments for John.
Well, I heard him, and we had a good time together in Altoona. It's okay. He know what time it is. So I'll get him on the golf course and get him at some point. Rock is awesome, and I just enjoy coaching with him, and I'm glad we're back on the same team again. So it was a nice special with, yeah.
Well, as always, we appreciate you, Tony, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Walt. Thanks for having me, brother.
Back to you guys.
Well, we're going to, it's so quick as Tony B's are going to head out to the third base coach's box. We'll have to answer that question for whom he was traded. More to come.
With Udemy, there's a world of possibility at your fingertips. With one click, you're in the leading online marketplace for learning and skills. Want to become an AI expert? This is learning from real-world experts around the globe. Want to awaken your artistic side? This is learning your way. Want to switch professions? Help your team reskill? This is Udemy, the power of possibilities. Danielle runs a fashion studio.
And that's what I'm gonna have to rock. Every film in the playoffs. If you get there, or
Danielle
when we get there,
we need
I
a
think
website.
yeah.
So I built it on my phone for Danielle.
47-1. We have one game left. We will play it on Saturday, but first
Now anyone
we're
can
gonna
order
be against the
Danielle's clothes from our
Sharks.
site. Some girl in another country is going to wear something Danielle made. That's pretty cool.
Look at the point
Build
table
with
here.
AI in minutes with Replit.
In the league, yours is
But lately, business has gotten
all right,
too good.
we're getting
Ernesto
up there.
can't keep up with the orders, so his nephew Pablo used Replit.
Yeah, that'll do it. We could be at 83 points, or we'll be at 81. We won 11 in a row. Yeah, that'll do it for me on this one. If you guys like to come do the review, like to subscribe and notification, hit me up on Snapchat and my social media. I will see you all in the next one. Peace.